Brody, I'm starting to feel old, man.
Really? You getting the
I'm
onk status?
I am. I mean, I'm almost 24. You're probably 73 yourself. I mean, we're pushing 100 to kind of like Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco in the Young Bowl. LeBron James starting. I don't even know what season it is now. 23.
Hey, how about Matt Stafford with the five tutties, man? He's still
Exactly.
got it.
Exactly. He's still got it. And you know what? We still got it. So let's run it.
Yes, we do. Hey guys, welcome back to the Starting Two. I'm Brody, and this is my co-host Alex, and we are going to talk to you about a lot of topics today. We got some college football on the map, we got some NFL on the map. We're going to touch on some baseball as we got an exciting World Series matchup coming up, and NBA tip-off happened last night, which would have been Tuesday night. So we're going to talk a little bit about that for you guys, and then we're going to play some games at the end because I promised you guys get some two games at the end. So we'll be flying through this. Stick with us, and here we go, Alex. Get us started off.
Alrighty, you said we got a couple topics to talk about. Let's start with some college football. Big week for upsets. Down go a lot of ranked teams. We're going to talk about six games today. Um, Miami versus Louisville. Let's start there. Obviously, uh, uh, watching ACC ball growing up, Virginia Tech, all of them, I have been very hard on that conference. Quite a critic. Say that 10 times fast. But and last week, if you watched the episode, you can hear me and Brody say that we both don't believe in Miami. We don't know ultimately what their end goal is, what they look like in the playoff. And they will likely still make the playoff, assuming they can finish the season undefeated. But losing to Louisville, obviously not a competitive team in the grand scheme of things, is quite a damper on the resume. So Carson Beck throws four interceptions against a kind of a poor defense, and Louisville wins 24-21 with Miami trying to come back towards the end of the game. Brody, what do we think? What do we think about Carson Beck? What do we think about Miami and the potential loss of playoff momentum?
Yeah, so Carson Beck returned to his natural form from last year at Georgia. He didn't make smart decisions. He just looked back in his Snapchat meme era. Um, yeah, dirty game. It's just Miami. What's sad is Miami is still going to make playoffs if they don't lose again. They'll still be clean for the playoffs. They're still highly thought of and highly sought after in that race. However, this is a huge damper. I think Louisville is a good team. It's not like they lost to an unranked team. I mean, Louisville's ranked 19 now. However, it is Louisville, and not up to the par of what Miami was talked to be. Miami losing this is pretty big. It makes them look weak, especially when Alex and I just talked about last week. There really is no number one in college football. You can say Ohio State as much as you want. You can say Alabama as much as you want. There's no true number one. I do think Ohio State, obviously, unbeaten right now, is claiming the number one spot, which is fine. But it's really anybody's game. You have Vanderbilt is up here now. We have Missouri still a good team. We have all these teams that we could just throw in the mix that could win potential big games, right? I could think of 10 teams off the top of my head that could beat this Miami team right now. But I could also name another 10 teams that Miami could beat, and some of the good teams they have beat. So I don't know. It's one of those where Miami's going to have to rebound. Is this a Penn State moment where they're like, oh, we lost one and now they just lose four straight, or is it a some moment where Miami rises to the occasion and gets better? So we'll see.
Just a quick rebuttal. I don't think Miami could beat 10 ranked teams. I don't think Miami is a competent team at all. I don't know who they've played. I mean, you could say Florida State.
I mean, I
Maybe.
think they're okay. I think they're a good team, but I don't think they play complete. And that's the problem. And it all starts with who? Mr. Carson Beck.
Exactly.
So he has to play well. They have elements there. I mean, they always do. It's the U, right? It's just like it's that constant argument of like, is the U back? It's like I don't know. I mean, that's not up to us. That's up to how your players play. And on the Louisville side, Miller Moss transferred from USC last year, who was really good at the start of the year and ultimately lost the starting job. Good to see him back starting at Louisville. He was in tears after the game. Huge win for them. Huge win for this this Louisville team. This is really good on their record. And like I said, they're climbing the ranks. Who knows, by the end of the season, if they keep winning, they go undefeated, they could have a shot at reaching that 12th spot up there. So we'll see. But really good win for them. And, Miller Moss is happy, man.
Brody does mention Miller Moss, formerly of USC. We will not be talking about the USC Notre Dame game, though Notre Dame
Great
did
game,
win.
though.
It was a phenomenal game. Yep. We'll move to Ole Miss, Georgia, a shootout, classic SEC shootout. Who'd have thunk that? 35-43, Georgia beats Ole Miss. Ole Miss starting off a little hotter than Kirby Smart's boys. And Lane Kiffin schemed up some really good plays. The boys played well. Wide receivers were balling out. Offense was very prevalent. Defense was nowhere to be found. Towards the end, Gunnar Stockton and the Bulldogs ended up, rallying and getting some points and getting a few stops. And Georgia takes down Ole Miss, who was undefeated prior to this game. Brody, what do you think about Georgia? What do you think about Ole Miss getting their first loss, and what do you think this means for their playoff aspirations?
So for both of these teams, this is a loss now. They both have a loss, but it's also they both have really good losses. And when I say a good loss, that means it's not. I'm not going to look at Ole Miss and go, well, they're out, they lost. No, they lost to another playoff contending team. So I think that is not a problem for Ole Miss. However, it is a problem that you look at Ole Miss. We talked about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We say, does Ole Miss look like the number 4 team in the country? Right? I don't think they do. And that comes from they played LSU. I got to watch the whole game. Obviously, the better team in that game, but I don't think they're complete. Right? I don't think they've earned that spot yet. And they played a really hard game, but also we've talked about this isn't the same Georgia of years past, right? This is a Georgia team that can be scary at times, and it can also be insanely disappointing at times. Gunnar Stockton is a very good, consistent quarterback, but sometimes it takes a while to heat up, right? It takes a while to get going. Like in this game, once the gas was there, it was all gas, no brakes. But it's just who's going to get there first, right? So this is a game of truly like who's going to finish first. I'm going to put up 35, but my defense is going to give up 43. So it's just a tough game for both sides. Georgia ultimately coming out with the win. But it's not a bad look on any of them. I think they're both playoff teams. Ole Miss has a tough schedule coming up ahead with the SEC, and so does Georgia. So both of these teams could come out with some huge wins, and they could also make this loss really important on their schedule if they keep losing more. So.
Yeah, you talk about each losing to a good team. That's going to segue into our next game, Tennessee, Alabama. That just seems to be the telltale sign of SEC football. I mean, obviously, Alabama's a one-loss team. We thought that Florida State had the potential to be a good team, starting 3-0. Alabama being their blue chip win to rank them upwards of 8, something real high. But now we're going to move over to Tennessee, Alabama, where we go, hey, is Tennessee now out of it? I think this is their second loss. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Alabama obviously still with the one loss. Now we got a lot more teams vying for those final couple playoff spots. What do we think about Tennessee, Alabama? 37-20, Ty Simpson does enough. What do you got, Brody?
Yeah, it's funny. I think that's been the headline the whole season. So we have this Ty Simpson for Heisman, and I agree he's been the most consistent player in college football. He's led this Alabama team all the way to where they are now after a Week 1 loss to a now bad Florida State team. So Alabama's done enough in all of their games. They've done more than enough to seal a victory. Their defenses look good. Ty Simpson has been consistent and great. So it's tough for the Vols because that this is a team that had so much momentum coming behind them. They lose the Georgia game. It's a tough game. It's a tough loss, but they played well down to the wire, right? But now they come into this game. It's one of those. This one feels like Vanderbilt last week whenever they played Alabama. This feels like that. So everybody expected Vanderbilt to give Alabama a hard time, right? Especially since they beat them last year. Almost the same Vanderbilt team. They didn't get the job done. So I look at Tennessee, and the last 4 years, Tennessee versus Alabama has been really competitive, right? Out of nowhere. And then everybody expects, okay, yeah, maybe Tennessee could happen. And Alabama says, nope, sorry, back in line, little bro. Same thing with Vanderbilt. So these little stories that are nice to hear, they don't exist in college football. It's reality, and I think Alabama's just a better team than Tennessee. And I do think Tennessee is a talented team, but you have Joey Aguilar. I mean, first year starter with Tennessee. I'm not expecting him to come out and beat Alabama. He could. I think they're a talented team, but Alex, me and you are realists. You got to be real. I didn't expect Tennessee to win this game. It would have been great if they had. But once again, Alabama looks good, nearly 40 points on the Tennessee defense. And sadly, Alabama does look like they could compete for the number one spot in America, even with that terrible Week 1 loss. So
Absolutely. We're going to move over to LSU Vandy, another SEC game. We're going to follow the theme. Brody, obviously a huge LSU Tiger fan. You mentioned the Heisman race. Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt did beat LSU. After watching that game, you've got to look, and I think Diego Pavia hit the Heisman in the end zone for one of his touchdowns. You got to look at that game and go, is he the front runner? A lot. I've seen a lot of sports books. He's around maybe 8 in a lot of sports books. It's in the top 10 most definitely for most pretty much all I've seen. But Diego Pavia's got great wins, really good wins. A loss to Alabama, but as we've said, Alabama since losing to Florida State has played great. Everybody calling for Kalen DeBoer's head. Everybody saying, "Hey, this team is not the same. This is not Saban's team. Okay, this is not the same mentality of team." I think maybe we needed to give Kalen DeBoer a little bit of time going in, but obviously we're going to transition back to LSU Vandy. Vandy's good. Vandy's real good. Looking for a push to make the playoff as well. Another one-loss SEC team. LSU now moving to a two-loss SEC team. Brody and I did have a conversation during this game. I do not have my phone at immediate reach, but it was something along the lines of, our season's over, we're not going to make the playoffs. And I gave Brody a touch of relief here in that we both still think Texas has a chance to get to the playoff. Maybe not after this week. We'll touch on that later. But they're a two-loss team. LSU's two losses come against a very proven Ole Miss team that was ranked 4 prior to losing a one-score, high-scoring matchup to Georgia. I mean, we've already known that Georgia has championship pedigree, and then losing to now Vandy. And Vandy, I mean, I think you and I would agree that we're both pretty high on Vanderbilt. What did you see in this game? Obviously, Garrett Nussmeier didn't play up to par. Diego Pavia did. What about the defense? What about the offense? What did Brian Kelly scheme up for those boys?
yeah, so I liked what you said about. I do think Vanderbilt's a good team, right? And the thing about it, and me and you will always understand this, but not everybody else, especially sports writers and people that rank teams. There could be really good losses, right? A good loss exists. We strongly believe that there is such thing as a good loss, and people say, "Well, it's the scoreboard." Yeah, I don't care. There's how well did you play in a loss, right? I look at Miami. Did they play well in that loss? No. They played terrible. And you know what? They still had a chance to win, which is why they're a better football team than Louisville, but they play terrible. LSU, they didn't play terrible against Vanderbilt. They just could not stop Diego Pavia. This is the first game, actually, that Nussmeier has shown up. There were still some miscues, of course, but he looked good. This is Garrett Nussmeier's best game of the season. However, on the other side of the football, what's been keeping LSU ranked this entire time? Their defense. They've had a top 10 defense in the in CFB. So it's tough to put a complete team together when I look at this. If I'm ranking LSU, and I love LSU with all my heart, bias aside, they're not a playoff team, right? They have to prove to me the offense stinks. It's inconsistent. The one game they do show up, the defense stinks. On the other hand, I'm just going to throw a scenario out there. Maybe Vanderbilt is just that good. Now, we talked about Vanderbilt losing to Alabama. Vanderbilt was in that game, and then the second half, it unwind. Okay, it dwindled apart, and they lost hope there. But I still think if a few things go Vanderbilt's way, if Diego Pavia has more confidence against Alabama, they can win that game. I do think Vanderbilt is tricky. Their offense is fast, dude. They've got triple options. I mean, it's literally NCAA 14 playbook. It's crazy. Diego Pavia does enough every single game to get the win. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, like 80-something yards, 160 yards passing and a touchdown. So their offense is very creative, and it was hard for LSU to adjust to that. Now, as far as Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator for LSU, I don't know what the adjustments needed to be to stop that, other than, hey, they're doing option plays and Diego Pavia's running. You got to make adjustments, but I know it's hard. Whit Weeks, lead linebacker, was out this game. I don't know, disappointing, but I think that Vanderbilt is a great team, and I do think that good losses exist. So I don't know, Alex, how do you think this will play out for Vanderbilt, and how do you think it will play out for LSU's rest of the season? Because LSU has a hard 3-game span. Texas coming up, Texas A&M coming up, and a few games after that, including Oklahoma to close the seasons.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on Texas A&M here shortly, but I'll say Vandy's offense and the scheme around Vandy that makes it so tricky. I'm sure offensive coordinator has a ton to do with that, quarterbacks coach, all of that kind of stuff. But Diego Pavia's athleticism, his ability to break tackles, his ability to be a downhill runner, his aggressiveness, his competitive drive. You could see it. You could see how much he cares. Here's a comp eerily similar to Taysom Hill. Whenever he gets the ball, you're like, who's this giant white kid that looks so out of place on the New Orleans Saints? Oh, he just trucked four guys. The defense is on the ground. Diego Papia is a player that is he's one of these players to me, which kind of makes him my front runner for Heisman, that you can't really scheme for. You can't scheme for toughness and athleticism a lot of the time. Sometimes when you've got to go meet somebody in the hole, Diego Papia is going to try and run through your chest. And so I think LSU obviously did their best. It's not like Diego Pavia had this great passing day. I'm going to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did his job. He kept everything in check. He used his legs when he needed to, and his legs were extremely efficient and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what makes Vandy dangerous, because it's something you can't scheme against. It was very much Lamar Jackson at Louisville. Clemson, I don't know who remembers this game. Louisville went into Clemson, super red shiny helmets. And that was one of the most hyped games I've ever seen going into a season or coming into a week. And Clemson's defense just had no idea how to bottle up Lamar Jackson. He was phenomenal. I mean, I'm sure you remember that game as a night game. Yeah. And it's just like, it's those kind of players. It's those kind of guys that... Is Diego Pavia an NFL first-round quarterback? I don't think so. Based on the way he plays, I don't think that's how it's going to work for him. But for college football, he's a really tough guy to scheme. Now, moving towards Texas A&M, I don't think Texas A&M's that good. I really don't. I just don't. Get off your phone.
No. I had to pull this up real quick, just in case you guys are wondering. That Louisville team was dangerous, insanely dangerous. Lamar Jackson Heisman year. The next year, Lamar Jackson comes back equally just as great. But I do want to say, LSU played Louisville in that bowl game that year. This is with Jamal Adams on defense. This is with Devin White. This is crazy stacked LSU defense. Lamar Jackson had 26 carries for like 30 yards.
Okay, so I just want to rebuttal here real quick. How many of those were sacks?
So here's the funny thing.
For those that don't know, in college football, sacks count against rushing yards. NFL, it does not.
That's why we have people finishing with negative 27 rushing yards all the time in college, which I honestly...
It's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, we could have... You know what we will do? Remind me, we're going to do a conversation in another episode about things that should be the same between college and NFL. That's stupid. It counts against your rushing total when it's like, hey, maybe I just got sacked behind the line of scrimmage, right? Maybe that was my blindside tackle's fault. So anyways, they held him in check. No, he didn't, like, straight up. He could not run in that game. It was crazy. But I will say there's one thing I want to touch on. Lamar Jackson's the best running quarterback we've ever seen touch the field. No doubt about it. There are predecessors before him that led the way, but he is phenomenal. And then he's the kind of guy that will make nothing turn into something, right? And then you have your Josh Allens, right? The guys that are like, I'm going to hurdle you. I might give you a shoulder, right? I'm just going to take it and run. And you have your Patrick Mahomes, who are the magicians, right? I'm escaping something. Maybe I end up with a 15-yard rush. So it's like, I look at these three guys that are currently leading the NFL, and I'm like, which one does Diego Pavia remind me of, right? It's kind of hard because he's kind of a mix of all three, right? He doesn't have a special skill set that any of those guys have, but he reminds me of Josh Allen the way he will go for a defender. He will go for the first down, right? Diego Pavia is not interested in you selling him something. He wants the first down. You say, no, but I have a better deal for you here. He says, nope, I came to Walmart for what I came for. Thank you. And he goes straight to the Xbox aisle, buys his game, and checks out. That's what he wants. He wants the first down. And in this game against LSU, that's what he wanted. There were a handful of times that he straight up was just like, I'm looking for somebody, and I have 10 yards down the field that are open. Boom, right there. And all of a sudden, they're in the red zone. Vanderbilt's a good team. Diego Pavia's a good team, or a good player, but he's also 24. So, everybody's making fun of him being old, whatever. He can still ball. And
he could be on the pod with us, man.
Dude, he's pushing
our age.
He should. He played at New Mexico State, and now he's beating ranked teams at Vanderbilt and has a chance to compete for a national championship. So good for him. we'll see how Vanderbilt finishes the season. It's going to be an exciting finish to the season.
Yeah, so our next game we're going to talk about is Texas, Kentucky, but I do want to touch on Texas Tech, Arizona State. Just a quick little rundown. Arizona State did their best Cam Scatabo impression. Texas Tech ranked 7th, let up a touchdown in the final minute, could not get the Hail Mary as time expired, and they go down. Levitt, the quarterback for Arizona State, played really well, 300 passing yards for him, and Arizona State absolutely played fantastic and knocked down a top team in football, formerly a playoff team themselves, Arizona State. They kind of get a hallmark win, and we're looking maybe, could they be ranked next week? We're not sure, but if you have anything there, Brody.
Well, all I'll say is that you said is Arizona State, is that something for them to be, can they compete again, right? So they are actually ranked 24 now after this big win. They're sneaking in there. And this is a team that won the conference last year in their first year in the Big 12, which is upsetting. But they played well. They had Scatabo. They had a lot of things. Leavitt. It's just good play. It's not been that way this year. It's been very inconsistent. They have Jordan Tyson, who is one of the best receivers in college football. They have a lot of good pieces around them, but they have yet to put that together. However, they just beat a team that was previously unbeaten. I don't think Texas Tech was anything to worry about necessarily. It's a Big 12 football team. Sorry, Big 12. But they looked good up to this point, just like TCU did a few years ago, right? So I was at a wedding, actually, and I'm checking my phone over and over because this is a kind of a later game. And I'm like, wow, Texas Tech is really going to lose this game. They're not coming back from this. 5 minutes later, wow, Texas Tech's really going to lose this game. 5 minutes later, wow, Texas Tech just lost this game. It doesn't surprise me, but it is shocking because now the Big 12 is going to have a contender. The Big 12 has to have somebody, and it's going to be BYU. It could be Texas Tech. It could be Arizona State. It could be West Virginia. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. No, but seriously, I think now BYU is taking charge. BYU is going to take this opportunity to, now they're unbeaten. BYU is going to work hard. They just beat Utah in a really big game. So the conference is wide open for the Big 12, and I do think Arizona State has a chance, Alex. So we'll see. They have to finish unbeaten, though.
Let's see it. All right, last game, Texas, Kentucky. Now, this game finished 16-13 in overtime. I recognize that this is an SEC game. The hallmark of SEC football is defense, but I think everybody knew that Texas should trounce Kentucky after, Texas has gone to war the past couple of weeks with Oklahoma, other good teams. They won.
Hey, I just want to say, I want to insert real quick and show how important this game was to Arch Manning's, heritage and his stat line as a whole. 12 for 27, 132 yards. He did it, man. He did enough to win, didn't he? No, he looked miserable again. And me and you can talk week after week. Like, what is the problem with Arch Manning? What is the problem with Sarkisian? Like, where's the development at? And I don't know. I still don't have an answer. I don't know why he's playing so bad. He just doesn't look confident. After having all the confidence in the world pushed behind him, right? There's no reason he doesn't come into this season and light up the league with the amount of people on his back. And I know that can be a lot of pressure, right? But who is he related to? A long line of NFL quarterbacks. So yeah, just insanely boring, but continue.
Yeah, I've only got one last stat for you. Texas had 179 yards of offense. Kentucky had 395.
And they can only put up 13.
Kentucky only had one turnover, too.
Sad. Yeah. This is why Kentucky, they fail to compete every year. It's a great school. And every year Kentucky has one of those games where it's like, Kentucky might win this game. And it's like a huge upset. And then the rest of the season sucks. So,
and then they lose to Chattanooga. And you go,
yeah.
That was good. That was a good time while it was. While it lasted.
No, seriously, I feel like every year they do have a game where it's like Kentucky literally might take off number 5, and then they end up losing in like overtime or a fourth quarter loss, and then they just absolutely suck the rest of the season. So I don't know. Texas is not back in it because even if I'm voting on them and they won, they're the one team that I honestly would bump down if they won. Because this sucks. It's not a good. It's not a good win. I mean, yeah, it's an SEC win, right? At the end of the day, it's an SEC win. But does this make them look any better than they were last week? No. So, no. So, take us away, Alex.
Yeah, exciting week of college football. Now let's go get to some big boys. Let's get to the big boys. We got some pros coming up, and I'm gonna give our little rundown here, and then we got a couple games that we're going to focus on specifically with Brody giving us his opinions on, and then I will follow up with that. So starting off with our rundown, let's go to Thursday night. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, the Unk Bowl. We mentioned it in our opener. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco. Whose defense is going to play better? I mean, this is going to be a 10-13 shootout. Nope. 30 points both sides. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Andre Yoshivas. Bengals just absolutely torched the Steelers, and we're going to have a nice long conversation about that. Los Angeles Rams, Jacksonville Jaguars. Stop putting games in London. We don't want to watch them. I guarantee you every Rams fan hated the fact that they had to wake up at, 2 in the morning to watch this game. I mean, I can't. Stafford plays well, 5 touchdowns, 3 go to Devontae Adams. Jacksonville, who we thought, hey, they might be good. No, 35-7. New Orleans, Chicago, who cares? But, I mean, obviously, we'll still talk about it. Chicago gets the job done. Chris Olave has a really good game for the Saints. Spencer Rattler does his best to spark a comeback. Caleb Williams and the boys get it done, though. Miami, Cleveland. Mike McDaniel. I mean,
Get him out of here.
I like Mike McDaniel.
Get him out of here.
I really do. I really do like Mike McDaniel. The fact that he's got a job is crazy. 31-6, I believe the final score was. Dylan Gabriel gets a participation trophy. That guy did nothing. And it was just another horrible game. Tua throws 3 interceptions.
Hey, Alex, we really should have stated this coverage of the Miami game in the Mike McDaniel's. It just wasn't enough, and to do that kind of thing wouldn't work, and would do better, and so I guess they'll just have to do better. So,
and then if you were to ask him what dab pen does he love on the sideline more, I prefer
bing.
I like the carbon monoxide. Bang.
Take my money.
Yeah, Miami, Cleveland, rough game. Let's move over to New England, Tennessee. Mike Vrabel, revenge game. Started off a little, hey, Tennessee might have these guys. No. Drake May has the first 90% completion game with 50-plus rushing yards in NFL history. Breaks a record for Tom Brady on completion percentage. The Patriots win 31-13. Las Vegas, KC. Good Lord. I mean, we're Geno Smith guys through and through. Go Mountaineers. But 30 snaps for the Raiders on offense. That's the least in the last 23 years. Kansas City goes belt to ass. Patrick Mahomes has a phenomenal first half. Doesn't need to do anything in the second half. Rashee Rice is back. He has 2 touchdowns for himself. Philadelphia, Minnesota. Eagles get out to a big lead over the Carson Wentz-led Vikings. And we got the full Carson Wentz experience. Balls thrown seemingly 150 yards, interceptions, touchdowns, shovel passes, all of it. Still not enough to get the job done against the Philadelphia Eagles. Carolina, New York Jets. We can finally talk about my team. The Carolina Panthers are 4-3.
No one cares.
Okay.
No one cares.
Yeah, I will say this was one of the most atrocious games I have ever watched. But Carolina does get the job done against the winless New York Jets. Both starting quarterbacks leave the game early with injuries. Justin Fields, respectively, for the Jets. Bryce Young for the Panthers. Tyrod Taylor, Virginia Tech Hokie, comes in for the Jets. Andy Dalton, TCU Horned Frog, comes in for the Panthers.
Legend.
Let's move on to the Giants in Denver. Oh, God. How does that happen? A 33-point fourth quarter for Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and the Denver Broncos. Jackson Dart, not a great completion percentage, but did enough. Seemingly, Cam Scatterbo played really well. Denver Broncos get it done against the Giants, and Giants can't get a win that I'm sure that they would have really been happy with themselves with. Indiana, Los Angeles Chargers. Indiana's good. Excuse me. Indianapolis is really good. Jonathan Taylor runs for another 18 touchdowns. Justin Herbert has to play from behind all day. Has a bit of an inflated stat line. 400 passing yards, I believe. Colts get the job done 38-24 against the Chargers. Washington, Dallas. Jaden Daniels goes out. Dak Prescott absolutely lights up the Washington defense. CeeDee Lamb comes back with a bang. George Pickens gets a couple deep balls himself. Marcus Mariota obviously comes back into the game. And now Washington is going into their tough stretch of their schedule, possibly without their starting quarterback.
Real quick, could you don't forget to order some extra tissues from Marshawn Lattimore next week? He was crying on the bench. Pickens and Lamb had hit that man in tears. So, Prayers up to him. He's struggling.
I think he just needs Mike Evans in a game, and then he'll be back. Green Bay, Arizona. Arizona looked like they had this game for quite a bit of time, and Green Bay obviously gets the job done. Jordan Love does enough. Wide receivers are starting to come and play. Matthew Golden's starting to get a little more love. Trey McBride has a great week, but still, again, not enough. Green Bay surpasses Arizona. Atlanta, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey and Bijan Robinson were in the running back Super Bowl. Who's going to win? Well, it was Christian McCaffrey. 200 scrimmage yards, a touchdown, 7 catches. Absolutely phenomenal game on his part, and he quite literally carried the San Francisco 49ers to victory, and the 49ers are 5-2, 4-1 with Mac Jones. Tampa Bay, Detroit. We're looking at this game. This game might be 74-82. Baker Mayfield's offense has been, just flying down the field throughout these first couple of weeks. Detroit, obviously, we know what they're capable of. Detroit's secondary littered with injuries. Brian Branch suspended. What is Tampa Bay going to be able to do? Emeka Ibuka suiting up. Mike Evans suiting up. Mike Evans breaks his collarbone in the first half. Unfortunate. We never want to wish injuries on anybody. And I was hoping that he would break the 1,000-yard streak record, and he was not able to. Detroit does get the win, 24-9. Jahmyr Gibbs pulls a Christian McCaffrey, 200 scrimmage yards, plays great, gets the job done. Houston versus Seattle, another Monday night game. Stop giving us 2 Monday night games. We don't want them.
And stop putting it at 10 p.m., which I understand you have to because of the time zones, so work it out. Don't do it in the first place. Stop.
Yeah. Jackson Smith-Njigba, the number 1 wide receiver in football, statistically, I would argue that's possibly true just on its own merit. Seattle does really well. Jackson Smith-Njigba, again, scores a touchdown, 100 yards for him. Houston tries to mount a comeback, cannot. C.J. Stroud does not have enough pep in his step. Seattle looking more and more like a contender as each week goes by, and that is our rundown.
There we go. Woo! Good job, Alex.
Brody. I got a couple games circled that I want you to talk about for me, all right?
Hit me up, man.
I want to hear what you got to say about Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
Well, now that I have all this knowledge that I gained from the Starting 2 podcast from your rundown, I'm able to talk about this game. So I just want to say I'm in discomfort. I'm not okay. It's okay to not be okay, Alex, and I'm telling you as a friend, I'm not okay after this. This sucks. The whole week just feels like a dark gray cloud right over my head. And it's like I'm not even upset that we lost to Joe Flacco. I'm not upset that we lost to the Bengals. I'm more upset that the Steelers beat themselves. So the Steelers, you hear people that are like, well, we beat ourselves, and a lot of the times it was the other team that put in the good effort. No, the Steelers did this to themselves. The Bengals don't have much to offer. They don't. Okay? We lived in a couple of weeks where we had Jake Browning averaging 3 interceptions a game, getting absolutely nothing done. They get Joe Flacco, who is washed, who looked not good with the Browns. He didn't look great in his first week with Cincinnati. And all of a sudden, we have Joe Flacco looking better than he did when he was 24. Okay? He looked great. And this isn't prime Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco never played like this. And I'm speaking from experience. Now, he's had some great years with the Ravens. But that Ravens team carried Joe Flacco. Great quarterback. Great moments. This is absurd. This is out of the ordinary. Everybody watching this is like, what is happening right now? Jamar Chase targeted 23 times. 16 catches, 1 catch shy of Antonio Brown's Steeler record of 17 receptions in a game. The game plan was throw the ball to Jamar Chase, and nobody caught on to that on the Steelers side. No one. Okay, here we are with our 8th catch to Jamar Chase. Bang, 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 bang. And somebody on the defense is going, okay, they might throw to T. Higgins this time. They might, so we have to cover him. Right?
You know what's funny, too? Is in that first quarter, you see Juan Thornhill playing high safety. You see Jamar Chase coming out looking like he's going to run across, and he's in slot for this play. And Juan Thornhill crashes down into the box and stops him of getting the first down right away. The ball was going to Jamar Chase immediately. Juan Thornhill had the instincts of a cat. What happened?
Yeah.
What
happened? What happened is zero adjustment. So you have and also the problem is we don't have Minkah Fitzpatrick anymore. As we know, Minkah Fitzpatrick and Jamar Chase have a a history, with the double birds, that famous picture. Jamar Chase has struggled against the Steelers. Not in all of his games, but he's had some trouble because we've placed so much focus on him. He's such a threat on every single play. They've really, really controlled him in most of their games. But he's an otherworldly, alien and an athlete that is so much better than anybody on the Steelers defense. And they used him really well. As you notice, like you said, he was in the slot a lot of the night. This is a guy that can beat anybody on the outside. Why not use him on the slot too? Because Patrick Queen's going to cover him? No. And Patrick Queen's played great all year, but he's not going to cover him. There was zero pass rush. The Bengals offensive line, which got their quarterback nearly killed twice now for extensive injuries, and it's a 41-year-old dude behind the line. He's not running, which he did run. He had a long first down run. There were, I think 2 sacks, maybe 2.5. This looked like the best offensive line in the NFL during this game. No, if I'm a first-time NFL watcher, I'm like, wow, this O-line's really good. And they are obviously known to be one of the worst offensive lines every year. So, I don't know. And then on the other hand, Aaron Rodgers plays as well as he could have. He had a really poor interception that was a deep ball. It's okay. Scratch it off. Very poorly read. But the other interception, if you see on the stat sheet, DK Metcalf, one of the most physical wide receivers in the NFL, one of the most physically gifted wide receivers we've ever seen touch the NFL football field. Never seen anybody built like him. He gets the ball taken out of his hands like he's a kid. Like I just said, give me that football. Absolutely unbelievable. And the fact that, skipping ahead of the Hail Mary, I'm sorry, I have a lot to say here. Skipping ahead of the Hail Mary,
70 yards.
Longest pass thrown since at least 2017. DK Metcalf had a chance to catch it. Maybe I'll do the same thing. Hey, we'll put a picture right here. It's kind of sad. It's kind of weird. It's like there's not a more physical athlete on the field that could go get that ball than DK. He's not a huge jump ball guy. Okay, he's not. But he's a physical wide receiver. He will take that hit and he will put you down. Okay, he will moss you. He just ducked down. Maybe he thought Pat Freiermuth had a better chance at it. I don't know why, because there was 4 guys, dogging Pat Freiermuth. But I don't know. Just a miserable game. It sucks to be Aaron Rodgers and have that happen, right? They lead, if you were not watching the game, the Steelers were down, and they lead a fourth quarter comeback. Beautiful drive. 67-yard pass to Pat Freiermuth for a touchdown. He has 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Out of nowhere, Pat Freiermuth has been used 0% of the season. Great. We're all cheering. In my heart of hearts, I'm like, crap, we are going to lose this game because guess what? They're going to get the ball. They're going to do the whole march down the field with 2 minutes, and they're going to waste all the time. They're going to get that extra first down so we can't stop the clock anymore, and they're going to kick a field goal. And that's exactly what happened. So I'd rather not be in that position. I'd rather come back with 20 seconds left and drive the ball 100 yards than have to stop a team going for a field goal just to win the game. So, hard game to watch. Sorry I rambled a little bit. The Steelers would be fine. Their defense stinks, though. It does. It's really bad. They need to fire Terrell Austin, or some adjustments need to be made. But Terrell Austin isn't the guy that's paying TJ Watt, $40 million a year to go out there and get a half a sack. Cam Hayward, who wants all of his money, to absolutely have zero presence. Those guys have to do their job, and you'll agree with that. So, next.
Absolutely. And I just want to give, as we wrap up this game, T. Higgins all the props in the world for sliding. That is a very team-centric move and a very high IQ move on his part.
Yep. Waste the clock, man.
Next game we're going to talk about is, let's get into a little bit of Philadelphia, Minnesota. Jalen Hurts has his best passing game, maybe of his career, arguably. Devonta Smith, finally, I think he had a 100-yard week last week, but this was a monster game from him. And then A.J. Brown, obviously, does pretty well himself with a couple touchdowns and surpassing 100 yards. Minnesota tries their best to fight their way back. And mainly the reason I want to have this conversation with you about this game is T.J. Hawkinson had what was initially scored a touchdown and was then overturned. I have no words. I don't know. I mean, you take the floor, but I can't even fathom what to say.
So let me let's go play by play here. Well, first we'll get to that. Hold on. I'll start with there's a few things I want to touch on. Okay, so the notes that I have written down on this, I'll read them word for word. Eagles' odd struggles. Okay, they're odd struggles, right? This is a team that is winning. They're winning, and they're getting the job done. Somehow they managed to put up at least 25 points a game, maybe 30. They're still scoring. The defense is not the same as it was the last couple years. Zach Bond doesn't look like Zach Bond. They get first round draft picks every year on their defensive line, and it's not really showing up. But they're still winning. Barkley has 6 games of 60 or fewer rushing yards. This is a guy who ran for 2K last year. One of the most humble guys in the league, says all he wants is that we got the W. That's all that matters for him. Class act. But when you have 18 carries for less than 70 yards, I don't know. For the best running back in the league last year, bar none, it's shocking. It's concerning. Brown and Smith, not happy with the offense, both of them. And this is coming from Devonta Smith, 180-yard performance, and A.J. Brown's 100-yard performance, both touchdowns. What is wrong with the Eagles, right? You look at this team and you're like, everything's great, life is great, da 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 da. Like, what is wrong? And even after a 100-yard, 2 TD performance, we have A.J. Brown posting cryptic messages about they're using him, but they're not using him. I couldn't care less because he's too busy reading books on sidelines. He's a drama queen, just like his blood relative, Antonio Brown. But it's weird, right? In addition to this, they bring back Brandon Graham. For everybody who didn't know, he is now signed with the Eagles. He came out of retirement, out of a comfy armchair, and says, I want to play football again. Normally, I would say this is weird, right? This is a weird pickup. But why did they do this? I think they need that vet presence. I truly do. I think that locker room needs the vet presence. I think they need Brandon Graham, who's been a leader over the last decade. And I think he can still ball, obviously, but that's not what they're interested in. Brandon Graham is not going to come in, and this defensive line is going to be like monstrous now. But he is going to open up opportunities. He's going to probably settle down some guys and be a vet presence. So it's really weird that the Eagles are like this. And I'm kind of concerned, right? I mean, I love it. I'm not an Eagles fan, but they're also winning. That's what concerns me. They're winning and they're still falling apart. It's not fair. It's not fair, right? You as a Panthers fan, me as a Steelers fan, when things fall apart, it's like, well, we suck. Cancel the season. When the Eagles fall apart, oh, we suck. All right, got a W. Let's move to next week. It's like, I don't get it. So what are your thoughts on that? Just as a whole, this Eagles struggle.
Well, I remember last year that Brandon Graham was the keeper of peace on that locker room a lot of the time because A.J. Brown was frustrated with his role last year. Rightfully so. I mean, he knows that he's a top-end wide receiver and he wants to be paid like it. And right now he is being paid like it. So, but I think he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. Or whatever the phrase is. I'm not sure.
I think that's it. Something.
And I think that he's got a valid point, but there's so many people that feel like that, so many good players that feel like that. And that's not the team's philosophy, mantra, how they win, So it's obviously frustrating for him because he knows how good of a talent he can be, what he brings to an offense, but that's not what the Eagles offense necessarily needs right now. You talk about when they started playing well, they started losing. When Jalen Hurts got 15 carries a game for 50 yards and 8 of them were tush pushes, and they ate up all the clock and they had time of possession almost all of the game. That's when the Eagles were just beating up on everybody. So, I mean,
it's funny. I figured it out. The Eagles play football like they are that friend of yours that plays Madden like an actual football game. So when you're dicing up, you're going forwards. You're like, I'm not punting, right? Punting's for wussies. You're throwing the ball. You're going for it on 4th down. Your friend who keeps running the ball to waste time, who kicks the field goals, that's the Eagles, right? And it wins football games. I get it. Why wouldn't you do that, right? But there's no life. It's like watching. It's like one of your friends. He's having a bad day, and you can just tell he's still hanging out with you, but you can just tell it's not him, right? The jokes aren't there, right? The aura isn't there. Everything is gone, right? And it's weird because they're still winning. So I have to give them props. They're still a great team, and when they do figure it out, if they do this season, they're going to be dangerous as always. But they're so different, right? And they're so different from the Cowboys this year, as the Cowboys' offense looks great. Their defense, not so much, but the Cowboys' offense looks great. They look like they're having fun when they're on the field. The Eagles don't. And one more thing to touch on before we move on, the Hawkinson catch. So he goes up, catches it, comes down against the ground, hand underneath the ball. It's underneath, and he goes to the ground. I don't know if they ruled it. Do you know the exact ruling? Was it,
it was a touchdown.
No. Like he bobbled it underneath the ground, like he trapped it. So I don't know what they were looking at as far as like maybe he trapped the ball, but as you can clearly see, and I can put it up here, the hand is underneath the ball, and there's been two catches like this that have been controversial over the last 2 weeks. Two different teams having them. One of them being Travis Kelce, which they did call a catch, and the other one not. Same exact play. You catch the ball and you kind of fall on it, so the ball is against the ground. Right, it hits the ground, but there's clear control. There's no doubt in my mind that T.J. Hawkinson didn't have this ball, right? So it's kind of weird, that, and it's a big difference in the game, right? They lose 28-22. That touchdown can put them up, right? So it's tough. It's a tough loss. They interviewed Hawkinson about it after the game.
Oh, he was pissed.
He was very pissed. I would be pissed. It's
I would be too.
A touchdown taken away from me, and it's a touchdown taken away from my team, who played pretty well. Carson Wentz tried to do everything he could, over 300 yards, just too risky. And Jordan Addison had a beast of a game. Justin Jefferson pretty well contained, still over 70 yards, but Eagles got enough to do the win. So let's move on, Alex.
We're gonna wrap up NFL here. We were thinking about talking about the Giants-Denver game in a week full of a lack of competition and that being a main standout, but we're kind of pressed for time here. We want to be able to get you guys a bunch of new stuff. So we're going to move over to baseball. We are in World Series season. It is the best time of the year. Brody and I could not be more excited. Dodgers beat Milwaukee to reach the World Series, and Seattle earlier in the week, beat or lost to Toronto, excuse me. 4-3, George Springer with a massive 3-run home run to clinch it for the Blue Jays. And now we've got Dodgers Blue Jays for the World Series in 2025. I am beyond excited. I will say, I do think that Mariners would have had a better chance to beat the Dodgers, but I think Toronto's got much better hitting. So I'm excited to see what that could potentially look like, Brody. What do you got? And then I'll rebuttal you, all right?
So Toronto, to me, is the kind of team that can lose a big game, maybe, give up 7 runs, or they can win a big game. Maybe they put up 10 runs. But they've also been known to blow leads. They've blown quite a few this year. Maybe they're up big, and then it's like, oh, now we're down, right? But they do have the power. They have the hitters to carry this through. They can win big games. They have a few of the best baseball players in the league. Vladimir Guerrero absolutely carrying them through the postseason. 6 home runs through the postseason. He's just playing lights out. He also laid down one of the nastiest slides ever. Took flight like Superman. Vladimir Guerrero is this is a guy. I'm an Orioles fan. I don't want to like Vladimir Guerrero, but I do. He's fun to watch. As a baseball fan, he's fun to watch. He's great to watch. Bo Bichette, a baseball player, a dude. George Springer, a dog, right? He's been playing unbelievably well. And he delivers in those big moments. Now, he's used to it, obviously being an Astro. He's had those big moments. This is nothing new to him. He's seen this field before. He's been there. He's won it. So it's how many of these veteran guys that are the leaders on this Blue Jay teams come in and do this. Does Anthony Santander, does he take care of business, right? Streaky. I know that as an Orioles fan, but he can get the job done when it matters. So I liked what you said. They have a better consistent team than the Mariners. Now the Mariners, on the other hand,
I said okay. I thought the Mariners had a better chance to beat the Dodgers in the World Series. I'll rebuttal you. Okay.
Yeah. I think I thought the Mariners were going to go. I thought they were going to beat the Blue Jays. I've watched the Blue Jays. Out of a lot of the MLB teams, I get to see obviously a lot of the Orioles. Division. It's very competitive. So I've seen a lot of the Blue Jays, right? And I know what they're capable of. And like I said, I know what they've also done, and I know that they're not always the toughest team on the field. So I thought the Mariners could get this job done, especially the way they started out. I was like, Cal Raleigh's going to carry them there. This is that Mariners magic we've been talking about. The pitching, they could get it done. And they ended up going to 7 games, right? So this is just an elite series. I think Alex agrees this could have gone either way. It could have gone Mariners' way, and they could be having a great chance against the Dodgers, or maybe the Blue Jays will have a great chance. I think they both have great things about them, and I think they're both very good teams. However, I would have predicted the Mariners carry this on. I just think the Mariners had that once again, the aura about them, that they carry themselves in a really great way. They've had a great season, and I feel really bad for Mariners fans because I'm reading comments on all these posts. Somebody's like, "What a great season! We'll be back next year," and some Mariners fan replies and says, "No, we won't. This is why it hurts so bad. We will never get back to this." And whatever, this guy's like 40. He's like, in my 40 years of living, I've never been so sure of a team that was going to get the job done. If there was one for the Mariners, right? This was the time. Right? There's been some bad Mariners teams, right? They've had some good Mariners teams, but this one, above all, this is what people will remember, right? It's awful. It sucks. 7-game series, the loss in the 7th game, and you don't get to the World Series. So it's tough. Cal Raleigh, historic season. It's been a really fun season. That being said, baseball doesn't care about your feelings. It's a game. It's a game. I'm excited to see the Blue Jays play, and I'm excited to see what they can do. I think I will be. I'm going to slow down on that. I'm not going to say I'll be rooting for them. But I will definitely be watching as an American League Baseball fan. So, go ahead and give us your rundown, Alex, and we'll move on to the next game.
Yeah, so part of the reason I think the Blue Jays were a better team than the Mariners. I do think that makes sense to me, that clocks for me. But the Mariners are way better at starting pitching. And I think the Dodgers are going to pitch lights out in the World Series. They've had all the rest they need. We saw what they did with Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Shohei. Think about that. Each one of those pitchers, okay? Blake Snell, no runs. 8 innings, no runs. Here, we're going to go through this. 8 innings, no runs. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, complete game, 9 innings, 1 run. Tyler Glasnow, 1 run, 5 2/3 innings. Shohei, 6 innings, no runs. Think about that.
Hey, tell them the batting stat line as well while we're here.
I don't know, but I think the Brewers bad like 093. I don't even know.
Well, yes. However, Shohei Ohtani having one of the greatest games.
Oh yeah,
maybe of all time.
6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 for 3, 3 home runs, 1 walk for himself as a batter. Probably the greatest postseason game of all time. And you've got a good reason to say he might have the best regular season game of all time. 6 for 6, 3 home runs, couple stolen bases, couple doubles, 10 RBIs against the Miami Marlins last year when he went 50-50, and it was the game to get him to 50-50.
Yep.
Anthony Rendon might have something to say about that. But
so, average Nats fan. So we could have Rendon, man. I'm just gonna real quick. Can we just moment of silence?
Anthony Rendon's still good. I don't want to hear.
No, he Nats fan, everybody. So. What a disappointment. But I will say, I was present whenever Rendon was a beast with the Nationals, and he should have just stayed there. He was a hero, man. So, anyways, moving on. So that's crazy. Shohei Ohtani, 2 of the best games of all time, right? Definitely the best postseason performance ever. Maybe the best regular season ever last year. And now he adds a second. So, otherworldly baseball players. So when you have these kind of guys, like you're talking about, you just mentioned Glasnow, right? We have Snell, Yamamoto. You have Shohei Ohtani, who is not even it's weird. When I think of Shohei Ohtani, I'm thinking about the dingers. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I forgot he can pitch, 6 shutout innings with 10 Ks, right? It's ridiculous. That lineup, when you look at it, and this is without Clayton Kershaw, who played really well this year. So it's like, how can you defend that? Do the Blue Jays have enough to get that done, right? We do have the same MVP caliber players on the Blue Jays rosters. They have a few of those players. We mentioned them. But are they enough to get the job done consistently through a stretch of 4 games?
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. In the NLCS, the Brewers, to me, going into the playoffs after the regular season, who played the best? Who had the best regular season? It was the Brewers. It was the Brewers. Yep. I mean, it just was. They had a huge win streak during the season. A bunch of just above average players getting the job done, working cohesively as a unit. Played phenomenal. The 28 2/3 innings pitched by starters for the Dodgers gave up 2 runs. 2.
Yeah, okay. To one of the best teams in baseball.
To me, the best team in baseball at the time going into the playoffs, okay? And they took care of business against the Cubs. So, I'll say, the Blue Jays have more firepower offensively. George Springer had a resurgence in his career this year. George Springer had a .930 OPS, 300 batting average, 31 home runs, something like that. I mean, Vladimir Guerrero, obviously we know. Bo Bichette has been injured. Obviously, Bo Bichette played great this year, but he's injured. Alejandro Kirk had a great year as a catcher. Ernie Clement Nobody gives this guy enough love. Ernie Clement has more hits in the postseason than the Brewers had in the NLCS. Think about that.
Uh,
Um, Andres Jimenez, he's been the starting shortstop through the playoffs since Bobichet's been hurt, but he'll likely slot back over to second base. Is not a hitter really. He was really good in Cleveland for a year. Got traded really as a defensive asset. Hit 2 home runs in the ALCS miraculously. But I don't think anybody's thinking about him as a hitter. Addison Barger, a lot of swing and miss in his game, but he's got pop. I think about the fact that, like, hey, they've got all these pieces and all this kind of stuff, but, like, I'm not thinking besides Vlad and maybe George, and I'm worried about Bo because he's hurt. I'm like, who's gonna go toe to toe with Shohei, Freddie, Mookie, Teoscar Hernandez, who's probably had the best besides Shohei offensive output on that roster in the postseason so far. Andy Pages, sneaky good. Will Smith, how could I forget him? Will Smith's
Max
amazing.
Muncy.
Max
Gotta add
Muncy, how could I
Muncy.
forget him? He's amazing. I mean, Hyesung Kim's on the bench. What? I mean, it's unbelievable stuff that these guys are mounting. So I worry that the Blue Jays, albeit very talented, overcame a lot, are going to be coming in with a ton of momentum, winning game 6 and 7 in the ALCS, are still not going to have enough against the Dodgers. And Dodgers are obviously coming in with momentum. They're 7-1 in the postseason.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So this feels like a David and Goliath situation right now, the way we're talking about it. But that's what's so scary is the fact that the Blue Jays were so good all year, right? The Blue Jays, they owned their division. I knew it was going to be the Blue Jays the entire time, right? Even when you have the Yankees, all right? You have a struggling O's team. They can still put out some wins, right? They still have talent. I still knew that the Blue Jays were going to handle their business. So we're talking about a really good Blue Jays team. We just talked about George Springer having a career year, Vladimir Guerrero, and an otherworldly talent who is consistently playing at that level. Bo Bichette, when he's not battling injuries, a great baseball player. Consistency is key. And you have guys like Alejandro Kirk, Santander, these guys that are off the bench, maybe that aren't even supposed to be great. They're still doing their job. And it still feels like this like monstrous attack of LA because their roster. Money talks, money buys. That's what happens, and LA was smart with it. So
I've got 2 things here to wrap up baseball, and then we're gonna get to some basketball. Okay. This is a big series for the lockout. Okay. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, ends at the end of the 26th season, in which on December 1st at 11:59 p.m. the MLB will be locked out. No free agency signings, none of that. No games, can't do spring training, can't do any of it. No winter meetings, no spring training. None. I mean, it's all clipped. Okay. The Blue Jays have to win to minimize how big the duration of that lockout will be. Because when we go into the CBA, owners are going to say, we want a salary cap. And players are going to go, no, we don't want a salary cap. We get paid when there's a luxury tax, not a salary cap. When you cap it, I mean, there's not going to be these $700 million contracts anymore. Players don't want that, obviously. So the Dodgers paying their way to win. Not to say it's a bad thing. I think it's fun for baseball. I enjoy watching these great teams. Is going to significantly hurt the MLB if they win this World Series. Now, I'm going to touch on this last thing about baseball here. I've heard, actually, you mentioned earlier, Nats fan, Anthony Rendon, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Okay. I've heard a lot of people compare this to the 2019 World Series. The Houston Astros versus the Washington Nationals. The Nationals were a 93 win, 95 win team, something like 93 win team sounds right. And the Astros had just won 109 games. That Astros lineup, it's one of the best lineups I've ever seen in my life. Bregman, Altuve, Correa, Springer, Jordan. I think Kyle Tucker might have been there already. Think about that. I'm looking at 6 guys that are superstars. I mean, just superstars. And I forgot names. Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke. I mean, just absolute studs, okay? And a lot of people are like, well, let's compare it to the Nationals. This is why it's Trey Turner, $300 million contract. Juan Soto, $700 million contract. Anthony Rendon, 7-year, $245 million contract. Strasburg, Corbin, Scherzer, those collective pitchers, $600 million in worth of contracts, okay? It's not the same. And a lot of people will go, it was just very David Goliath, Nationals, Astros, and I'll take that. I'm super happy to say that because obviously I love my Nationals. I wanted us to feel like underdogs, and we overcame everything, and we did the greatest thing ever. But the Nationals underperformed so hard at the beginning of the season that if you if you remove the first 50 games of the season where we went 19-31, we had like the second best record in baseball.
Yeah,
Our
it
team,
made them seem so much worse than they actually were.
but
If they had just played up to par, they could have been up there
we would have
the
been a
whole year.
104 win team probably. So
Yeah,
a lot of people comparing this. I see it on Twitter a lot. The Nationals to the Astros. It's not the Nationals to the Astros. If you want to say, hey, Vladimir Guerrero is the 2019's Anthony Rendon, because Anthony Rendon finished third in MVP voting that year. Underrated
ridiculous.
season, by the way. I mean, sure, but where's the pitching? Where's Scherzer, Strasburg, Corbin? Who's the Scherzer, Strasburg? The Blue Jays have Scherzer now at 41.
Not the same, yeah.
It's not the same. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch the World Series. I would love for the Blue Jays to make this competitive. I just don't know how it's going to happen. I want to see them hit those Dodgers pitchers, and hopefully we get a good series.
Yeah, I have one thing to say, and then
Go
I'm
ahead.
done. I'm very excited to watch this series. We'll give you guys a lot of rundown on this. This will be really exciting. Same thing with Alex. I want to see the Blue Jays succeed. I don't like LA. I don't like the Blue Jays either, but I don't like LA, and I'm tired of LA. But I can't deny that they have played baseball really well. That's on the field and off the field, managing as well. They've bought the right players, they've spent the right money, and they built a really good roster. So the one thing I have to say is people blame the Astros. Obviously, we have trash cans, bringing on trash cans, sign stealing, all this crap. But I will say, and I'm not an Astros fan. However, you saying that, proving the point of like it's not just them stealing signs, it's not just banging trash cans. So many people, so many average baseball fans, outside watchers are like, well, they only made it there, and it's like, then why were they in the World Series, or why were they in the conversation of the World Series for 7 years straight? The Astros didn't make the playoffs this year, and when I looked at it, my eyes bobbled out, and I was like, whoa. Where's the Astros, right? Because every single year, they have the same players. They have the caliber players they need to get to the World Series. They are a well-coached team. Yes, they did go through the huge scandal, right? Set them back a while. Did it set them back playing-wise? No, not at all. So I'll let you touch on one more thing. But I just think it's funny. I think hearing you say how many good players they had at the time, it's like, yeah, they still could have done it bar none. And it's even more special when the Nationals beat them that year. But they still could have done it, and they did it years prior, and they did it in years after that. So
Yeah,
funny to see.
I just want to say, I get that the cheating was, hey, that was a frustrating thing. However, and I'm going to get, if anybody ever decides to watch this, I will get hate for this.
I'll support you, Alex.
The Dodgers lost at home in Game 7. They cheated, then beat them in a one-game best for all at your stomping grounds. Oh, you didn't. You actually didn't even make it close.
Mhm.
It wasn't close. George Springer was World Series MVP. Did it everywhere. George Springer had one of the greatest postseasons ever that year. Did it everywhere. Literally did it everywhere. It's the cheating was a home field advantage based thing. And obviously I vehemently condemn the Astros for cheating. It wasn't fair. Maybe the Yankees would have made it to the postseason. Or to the World Series. It would have been really fun to watch another Yankees-Dodgers, a big market World Series matchup. Granted, I will say 2017 is the greatest World Series I've ever watched, except 2019. Excuse me. But win the game. You got a one game series, a wild card, an original wild card, if you will. Win the game. Make it close at least. Give yourself a chance.
I think and me and you know this, it's a way of coping, to bring up cheating and to bring up all this. There's very few people that understand how hard baseball is. So just seriously, down to the science, how hard it is. There's very few people that actually look at it, and every single play in baseball, every single pitch, every single call is down to the science. It's not like I can steal a couple signs. I can, if you told me, and I'm a professional baseball player, you're throwing me a slider. Okay, good. I know I'm having a slider. Guess who still has to swing the bat, make contact, put it in the right direction? A multitude of other things to still go right for that to even just be a hit.
This is a great point, and we've said we're gonna finish this topic here short.
It's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I watched a YouTube short, like a little 6-year-old the other day, and the Tampa Bay Rays had nobody in their stadium, Tropicana Field, back when it was still alive and well.
Was it ever alive and well? Let's be
No,
honest.
it really wasn't. But it was the Minnesota Twins coming into town, and Kenta Maeda was on the mound, and the pitch comm was up too loud, and there was nobody in the stadium. There was like 2,000 people there in this entire stadium, and the hitters could hear the pitch comm, and the ump didn't tell anybody until the starting pitcher was removed from the game. Kenta Maeda gave up no runs. The batter knew every pitch that was coming. All of them didn't give up a run.
Yeah. It doesn't. Baseball is the hardest sport on earth, and the fact that people try to cope and say, "Well, they cheated, so they won." Tell me why the Astros have been so dominant over the last decade?
This is
Because
the
they're
first year they
banging
haven't
on
been to
trash
the
cans.
ALCS in almost like it feels like a decade. Literally, it's
I
like
seriously,
eight
I think
straight
it's
years.
8 years. Yeah, so it's absolutely ridiculous. And see, this is what happens when you watch the starting two. You get the real guys talking to you. You don't get your Instagram, your real watchers saying rah, rah, rah. No, sorry, that's how it is. They were that good. And to draw it back, the Dodgers, yes, they are that good, and I will be watching this series. So excited to see how that turns out.
Let's
Let's
go.
talk about basketball. Tip off on basketball.
We've been waiting. We've been trying to get there. Me and Brody
We've
just
been
love.
trying to get
We
there.
love baseball so much. I can't stress that enough. Last night, first game, Houston versus the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder, followed up by the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. Houston versus OKC, much better matchup than a lot of people were anticipating. Prior to the season starting, with Kevin Durant now signing with the Rockets. Kevin Durant, obviously, top 10 greatest basketball player of all time. And he still got it. He still got a little bit of the sauce. He was hitting mid ranges like they were layups. He knows exactly how to get to his spot, and he played really well. Obviously, OKC wins in double overtime, 125 to 124. But Rockets played well. Rockets played a big lineup. Amen Thompson being the shortest of the bunch at 6'7", Kevin Durant at 6'11", Jabari Smith at 6'11", Alperen Şengün and Steven Adams both being 7-footers. Massive lineup. And then OKC, just running back their same group. Jalen Williams did not start this game. I believe it was Cason Wallace coming in for him at guard. But other than that, it was a really, really good game and a great start to opening night with NBC and Peacock getting the call for the game. Brody, what do you got on this game?
Feels wrong.
It does.
Yeah. So, what a game. SGA doing what he does best with that $70 million contract now in play. Yeah, so doing what he does best, finishing the game on some free throws. But he's ridiculous. I'm actually sitting there watching the end of the game. My dad and I love basketball. The game of basketball is one of my favorite games, actually. However, I'm not an avid NBA watcher. Me and Alex talk about this all the time. It's not the same for me. I used to be really, really attached to the NBA a decade ago. The last 5 years, completely separated. I still follow it. I still enjoy the NBA. It's just not the same to me. And we could talk about that later. We'll get into that later. I still respect the game. However, it's a little different for me from a different perspective. I don't have a team that I cheer for. So I have a very unbiased, I just look at it how it is. And me and my dad are just sitting there like, SGA is ridiculous. He's one of those guys that comes along, like Kevin Durant did, 12 years ago on the Thunder, when I'm sitting there and he's just ridiculous. He can hit every shot on the court. He can take over games. He can be clutch, consistent player, the most consistent player on the field, on the court. So I don't know. SGA just has it, man. And the fact that Şengün can score 39 points and still they come out with the loss. There's bright spots for the Rockets, though. This is a great first showing. This is nothing to be upset about. You're facing the former title winners. So the Thunder are looking to go back-to-back. And I think they have a strong shot, too. As long as SGA has the ball in his hands, there's a shot.
I'll say
whether it's a free throw or whether it's a three-pointer, it's gonna go in. So.
I'll say SGA, the free throw merchant allegations are 100% true, and it's super frustrating, and it slows the game down and drives me insane. One thing, if he could take a page out of Kevin Durant's book, stop shooting threes. You don't need to shoot threes. Kevin Durant doesn't shoot more than like 5 threes a game anymore. SGA is such a good mid-range shooter. That's where his bread and butter is. It's very DeMar DeRozan like to me. It's
dude, DeMar DeRozan anywhere inside that free throw.
Exactly. And
buttery.
I'm gonna say Michael Jordan here, in the sense that Michael Jordan knew, hey, I don't need to shoot 9 threes, which Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, albeit a good shooter, is not a good three-point shooter. Okay? Maybe average. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to see him shoot a bunch of threes when we know that, hey, if you step 4 or 5 feet forward, you're probably going to make it. I mean, that's how good of a mid-range shooter you are. So I would like to see that from him. But again, Brody makes a good point. Oklahoma City trying to, go back-to-back, repeat. And Houston comes out and has a good showing of themselves against the former champs, and we're looking for both good seasons for both of them. Now we'll move to the late slot. Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. Luka Doncic without LeBron James, who's got back sciatica, will be out for the first couple games this year. Luka Doncic, 40, 10, 5. Golly, he played great. Actually, 43, 12, 8. That's the real line. Austin Reeves, 19 points. DeAndre Ayton, the new center. We're gonna. They lost to the Warriors. They lost by 10.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler played phenomenal. Steph Curry actually didn't have his greatest game. 3 for 9 from 3. Crazy one to end the game. I mean, it was like
somewhere.
It was like a Carson Wentz throw against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was just, absolutely great shot. Buddy Hield played great for the Warriors, got great bench depth there. Jimmy Butler again played great. Jonathan Kuminga did his job. Steph Curry did good enough. And the Warriors looked far more complete and got a really big lead going in to the in the second half, and were able to kind of keep their foot on the ground as the Lakers tried to make a comeback. It was a good game, I'll say. Luka Doncic looked great. Didn't look phenomenal from 3, but definitely made his shots here and there. Around the rest of the court, and all in all, it'll be a good game. I'd love to see what this would have looked like with LeBron. I'd love to see what Luka and LeBron look like together, both healthy, but obviously that is not the case, and we wish LeBron good health and a good recovery as he makes his way back to the court. But Brody, talk to me.
So I think, if you add LeBron into this mix, obviously this Lakers team goes up a step. However, it's almost like, look at Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Whenever they first started playing together, obviously, it was weird, right? It's like, who's the star? Who's getting the ball, right? There were some weird things happening. They weren't playing well together. They finally figured out. LeBron and Doncic will figure it out, right? They've had this before. They will figure it out. And I think they will go up even a further level. I think they win this game if they have LeBron. However, it's kind of nice to see Luka Doncic take charge, right? If LeBron's out there, you might not have that, right? The ball might be passed around a little bit more. Game plan's a little different. The game plan going into this, put the ball in your best shooter's hands, right? Give Luka Doncic the ball. He had a moment where he was limping around for a little bit. He's okay. But he played 41 minutes, which is the most out of anybody in the game. It's a lot. A lot for a guy who was, athleticism and out of shape last year. I also, one thing, I think it's really funny, everybody's like, Luka Doncic looks great. His body looks great. He looks the same. He's a little lighter. It's his build. Everybody's expecting him to be like, it's like he plays basketball. He's a big, tall, white dude, and he's good at it. I'm not expecting him to have a six-pack. I'm expecting him to make baskets, and that's exactly what he did last night. And even with his supreme performance, it was not enough to surpass the Warriors. Like you said, Steph Curry, not a great night. You look at the stat sheet, but you know what? He moved the ball well around. He played pretty well inside the paint. Didn't shoot quite as well from the outside. We've seen this before. However, what does he do? He makes clutch baskets when he needs them. He's a phenomenal ball player, of course. Jimmy Butler, wearing the number 10 now. Really weird. Had to get used to that one. Great performance, right? This is a new look Warriors. They've still got Draymond out there. We've still got Steph Curry, but now you add Jimmy Butler in the mix. They've got some young talent coming up. So I think these are honestly two even matchup teams. I do think when LeBron's out there, I think they could get the edge. But we'll see. I think the Warriors know how to win. All of these guys have done it before. They're going to look to continue that. So we'll see building on this the rest of the season. But
absolutely. And just and I don't know how Brody's going to feel about this. For when we do talk about basketball, because basketball will become a staple on the show every week. Just so you have an idea of who we are as basketball speakers, Brody is a Jordan guy. And I'm a LeBron guy, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into where we think as basketball fans. So we're not gonna debate this. Brody and I have had hours of debates on this. No side budged, but I think that'll give you an idea of where we stand about basketball.
You know what we like? You know what we can share? We like good basketball.
We do like good basketball, which is why
basketball. Here we go.
Anyways.
This is how it always starts.
No. It's good. All right. All right, and that's going to do it for our slate today in terms of sports that have happened in the past week. However, you thought we were done. We're not. We aren't. We're playing a game, and not just like that. Not a blind rank, and not a keep three, cut three. Not to say that those aren't entertaining in their own rights. We're going to put our knowledge to the test. And Brody, I've been yammering. I've been yearning. I've been
Yearning.
clamoring. That's what I've been meaning to say. Yammering, clamoring.
There you go.
We're gonna do a little baseball quiz.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So here's what we're doing. We're doing a 2025 final stat line quiz, where we get all of the top end stats for the rest of the year, and we see where everybody stood. I'm gonna allow Brody to lead the way a little bit and fill in where he struggles. And hopefully he can do the same for me a little bit. And we're going to try and knock this thing out of the park. The goal is 98%. We have a little bit of wiggle room. All right, Brody?
A little bit of wiggle room.
Don't let me down.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, go ahead.
Okay, obviously Judge. That's going to fill in a bunch. Also, for everybody watching, Borkel does this thing where if you get the player, it kind of fills it in across the board. Kind of a hack. It's not kind of nice. Let's go Bichette, which would be 309, I think. Oh, he's 311. Okay, then that would be Vladdy. 309 for Toronto. Okay. Let's go. Wow. Okay. Let's go. Oh, George Springer.
There
No.
you go.
I wonder where Vladdy's average finished.
It is in like 290.
Okay.
You know who the Athletic
really
is?
Yeah, it's J. Starts with J. Yeah, Jacob Wilson. There you go. Trey Turner. No. All right. Let's switch off. Go, Tampa Bay. All right. Yandy.
Who's this? Who is the best player on that team? This isn't Tucker.
Is
It's
it
Warner. Nico Warner.
Yeah, Nico.
Casey.
Okay.
Witt,
Yep.
Dodgers. Otani. Nope. That's
No,
that's
Freddie Freeman.
Yep. Arizona, Seattle. This is Naylor. All right, give me some homers.
All right, obviously big dumper. All right, Cal Raleigh. Schwarber. God, 56, dude. That's just nuts.
Arizona, Seattle.
This Eugenio?
Eugenio.
Is it
Eugenio?
Eugenio? Tampa Bay. It's okay, Junior. Let's go. Soto, obviously. Alonso, the Angels, a team I never watch. Okay. Well, Riley Green, that's going to fill in some stuff. Look at Pete Alonso with the RBIs, dude. That's just ridiculous.
Wow, he had 36? Holy
36
mother
home
of
runs.
pearl.
Ward, yeah. Okay.
RBIs.
And it's not Witt.
You want me to do it?
No. Yeah, go for it. All right, and Boston. Ooh, Rafael. Hey, we never talked about it. Well, we weren't doing it at the start of the season, but how bad Rafael Devers started and then obviously kicked up.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Really good.
Yeah. Corbin Carroll. All right, let's see. Hits. San Diego. It's not who I think it is, right? Oh, okay. It's not who I thought it was. All right. Walks with Atlanta. Oh, Matt Olson. What a dog. Okay.
Who knows the league in strikeouts? You know, Washington.
Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, I do know this. No, who is it?
James Wood. Come on.
James Wood.
Hey, he hit really well. He hit better than any Oriole.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
He really did. He had like 30 home runs.
Hey, man. Game isn't all about home runs, huh?
191 times for Seattle. This isn't Crawford, is it? No. Is it Polanco? No. It's a Rosarena. That's so fun.
Oh, yeah. Strikeout king.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Cincinnati. Yep, L.E. He only had 37 stolen bases. I say only as if that's not impressive.
Is this Ramirez? Wow, he had 44.
Wow, 44.
Who had a bunch of... I have no idea, bro. This is where we're going to struggle, bro. I have no idea. This is Cruz. 35 for the Cubs.
Let's see. Who's St. Louis with 34?
That's going to be Victor Scott.
Okay.
I'll try and see if I can't spin around.
Tampa Bay. Yeah. All right, obviously Skeens, Scooball. It's Hunter Brown. Okay. Yamamoto.
Yep.
All right. Crochet.
Suarez.
Who's the Philly? Is it Suarez?
Huh?
This is a little perplexing.
Luzardo? No. Walker? No. Sanchez. Christopher Sanchez. Good Lord. Holy mother of pearl. That's horrible.
I wonder how many wins he had. Sanchez.
Probably a lot.
Okay.
Rodon?
No.
He's good. He
No,
had a good year though.
yeah, but his ERA was over 3.
This is gonna be Max Fried.
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati.
Okay, sweet. Most
This
wins.
is gonna be Hunter Green.
Yep.
Oh,
No.
it's gonna be Andrew Babbitt.
Yeah, Hunter
How
Green
do you
had a
spell his
higher
name?
ERA.
Abbott. There we go. Andrew Abbott. San Diego. That's Pavetta.
Okay, sweet. All right, wins.
Chicago. Golly, we just watched them in the postseason too. Who on that team had wins? Who was their ace? Do you remember?
No, dude, I'm not gonna be able to get the loss category at all.
Yeah, that one's
I
kind
mean,
of hard.
there's 2 Colorado players up top.
Here, there you go.
German Marquet.
Listen, it's not Urban.
Oh, I hate the
Really?
spelling of McKenzie, dude.
Okay, let's go to St. Louis. Michaelis. What?
Hey, what did Trevor Rogers finish with?
For the Orioles? He didn't have
Yeah.
enough innings. He would have been at the
That's
top
what
of the
I'm-
list. He didn't have enough innings.
That's what I'm thinking. That stinks.
Wins for the Reds. Martinez? Nick Martinez? Flip! He's in losses.
That's some losses.
That's going to be Mitchell Parker. Is this going to be Flaherty?
I hate Jack Flaherty, dude.
Did Gallen pitch that
that-
bad? Wow!
Look at that. 15 losses.
St. Louis. Oh, man, I'm on a heater right now, bro.
There he is. Don't stop him.
Yo, baby! Jeez.
Where does Strider go?
What is who? He was 14,
Where did Strider
he had
go?
the most losses. He was 14
Wow.
losses, yeah.
For Atlanta.
Toronto.
Not the same.
Who threw innings for Toronto? Gosman. Okay.
Yep, Gosman.
Valdez.
Former Orioles legend.
Wow. Not Eovaldi. DeGrom.
There you go.
Gavin Williams.
And what about our Minnesota Joe Ryan?
Okay.
All right, scroll up. Who do we have? We still have to get the wins.
I know. I don't know, though. Cubs. Who's a good pitcher on the Cubs? I just don't know who threw for them in the postseason. That's my thing. I don't even know who threw for them in... Is this Lodolo? No way it's Lodolo. No, it's not. Okay.
You were about to have an existential
I
crisis
said
there.
Abbott. I said Green. I said Lodolo. I said Martinez. Who the throws for them still? That had wins. Did like a closer do it? Oh, he's in the saves category.
Mm.
I'm thinking it's like Jameson Tyone, Shota Imanaga. I don't even
Did you
know the
try
rest of that
Imanaga?
rotation. I'm tripping. What's up?
Did you try Imanaga?
Yeah, I did.
Did you spell it right?
Yes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Help me out here. You watch postseason baseball. Come on. No, I have no idea.
Did you try Horton?
Huh? Horton.
Cade Horton?
Yeah, it's a good one. He was the rookie, but he
dude.
came in mid-season. He didn't have enough starts to
Not
get
enough.
14 wins.
That sucks.
Who started?
Okay, wait. We'll come back. Do we know saves?
Yeah, I can get you saved real quick. That's Carlos Estevez. Excuse me. Munoz. Toronto's Hoffman. Boston is Chapman.
Yep. It's crazy.
That's
32 saves.
Duran. At Milwaukee, is this McGill? Yep. Atlanta.
go.
Did Iglesias get that many? Yes, he did. Ooh,
Wow.
I have no idea who the Angels closer is. I've got no clue.
Why don't you know that Angels baseball is peak? Did you
Where
watch an Angels game? Have you sat down and watched an Angels game this year?
No.
It's
Actually,
so bad.
probably whatever's on MLB Network, I just watch.
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
I don't know who that is.
All right. You want me to?
Wait.
Who the heck has that many wins on Chicago?
Beats me. Oh, it's Matthew Boyd.
Is it Boyd? Oh, there you go. Woo! Okay, now you have to worry about Cincinnati.
Oh gosh, can you think about Tampa Bay fast guys, please?
Tampa Bay Fast Guys.
Yeah, that's actually their name.
For the
They're not
Steels?
the Rays. Yeah, it's the fast guys.
The Fast Guys. Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get Cincinnati. Lodolo, Martinez,
Finish off
Green,
the saves if you can.
I have no. I could not tell you who it is. I have no clue. I'm actually pretty happy with this.
I mean, we've got 98%, right? Maybe
you know-
97.
You want to see what we got?
Oh, I really don't want to see the Tampa Bay Ray guy. We're both gonna scream. All right, give up.
Wait, hold up. Let me go through that lineup. Okay, Caminero, Aranda, Low, Wells.
Could it be low?
No, he's not fast. Diaz. I just don't know that outfield at all. No, it's Walls. Series not there anymore. No, is it like David Hale? No, he's on the Red Sox. I got no clue. I just don't. I have no clue.
I have no idea.
Ah!
Oh, Chandler
it's so
Simpson.
bad. Oh, it's so bad.
Hey, go down. Go to save.
Oh.
Or strike. Yeah, set. Go to saves.
Oh my gosh, Brady,
Brady
Singer.
And
Oh my.
This is what happens, guys, when you do quizzes. You end up going insane.
That's so bad.
It's okay, guys.
Oh,
Wow.
Kenley's so bad. Kenley is bad.
Yeah.
Kenley is horrible. Percent. I told you. That's all I'm happy with.
There we go. Oh.
I can't get rid of that ad. It's not letting me.
Hit that little X right there in the right corner.
Yeah, I see it.
There you go. You figured it out, buddy.
I can't get this one.
Do the do. You have to do the do.
Brody, you're pissing me off.
I know. Mission accomplished.
I went away. It brought a new one. All right, guys. So obviously, did the baseball one. That Brody let me do that one because I really wanted to do it.
He was itching.
I was itching. And Brody and I's friendship actually started by doing NFL draft quizzes freshman year of college, which is 4 or 5 years ago now, which is kind of crazy to say. So Brody is probably better at the more recent ones. I will not give him the more older ones because I do have a couple.
It's funny. We would, me and Alex would try to beat each other, and it would always come down to like one name each. Okay, let's do it. You start. We're gonna trade off, guys.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Caleb Williams.
Jaden Daniels.
All right, and I'll take Drake May.
All right, let's go. Cardinals. Marvin Harrison. Sorry.
This is Joe Alt.
Yep. Malik Neighbors.
Well, guys. Oh wait, no, I know this.
Yeah, you know who this is. There you go. All right, Penix. Michael Penix.
Bears. Roma
There's
Dunze.
no way they took. That's crazy. They took Odunze at 9. Okay, let's go. JJ McCarthy, obviously.
You just wanted to leave me all the offensive linemen, bro.
I mean, do you know who this is? Yeah, it's Fashanu.
Fashanu, yeah.
I don't know how to spell it, though. All right, Bo Nix, obviously.
Bowers.
There you go. Okay, Oregon State. This
I
is
have,
a old one.
I have no clue who this is.
Dude, he was big coming out of Oregon State. Their only good player. Fudge. Oh, dude. All right, move on. We'll go to the next one.
Okay, I'll take...
Edge UCLA.
No, I get it. This is mine.
No, that's yours, yeah.
That's Latu.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Seahawks, Byron Murphy? Did he go later?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Edge, Alabama, Dallas Turner.
Easy. Bengals. This is Marv. The Steelers wanted to take him, and we didn't. No. Something with an M. It's something with an M. He played with Broderick Jones. Do you know who it is? No. Just move on. We'll come back to it. I'll
take Jared Verse off the board.
All right. Okay. Great pickup here with Steelers. Fautanu. I'm not sure how to Fatanu. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, real hard pick here.
Is it actually?
Do you not know who this is? He has not been used well. I'm doing the tomahawk. You want to come back to it?
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, and we're giving you some easy ones now.
Kenyon Mitchell.
Quinyon.
Also, all these guys could have gone to the Steelers, by the way. Brian Thomas. Let's see. What do we got? What are we at?
Lions 24.
Lions. Terrion Arnold.
Who tackle Arizona? Who?
He's another guy. He's just like the guy from Oregon State that was really hyped up. Okay.
I don't know. Buccaneers center Duke.
Okay, this is no, this is nah. Oh no, dude. He was maybe going to play center, but he could have been offensive guard, and it's something with Graham. He's got a dumb last name. No. All right, come back to it.
I have the D end out of Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, let's go. Oh, obviously, Speedy McWilliams here, Xavier Worthy.
Oh, tackle. Okay.
You know this.
You gotta bear with me. Give me time here, okay?
No. Here
It was Tyler Smith or Tyler Guyton. I didn't know which one it was.
What's his name? Super fast. What is it? Wait. What is his name? His last name? No, it's not. It's literally, it's in the front of my whatever this is. This a lobe right here? Wiggins. Nate Wiggins. Okay.
I'll take Ricky Pearsall.
And Xavier Leggett.
So, just want to say, that was you. This is your miss.
That's my miss.
That's your miss.
Yep. No, Mims.
No!
Yep.
Okay.
I'll take this one for you. Dolphins 21. Can I have that one?
No, one sec. Your miss, my miss, my miss. No, your miss or my miss.
No, that's
your
yours,
miss,
yeah.
My
Your
miss.
miss.
No, I'm losing by 1, bro. Oh my gosh.
Alex, when he can't stand losing. Do you want me to tell you the Dolphins one?
No, I don't. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's Chop Robinson.
Oh my gosh, that's such a bad miss. Oh, and there's Darius Robinson. Oh, I got Darius Robinson.
So we're back on even playing field.
Okay.
Dude,
Let's just give me a second.
Try every name in the book, dude. This is when Alex goes into panic mode. All right, let's go ahead and give it up. Give it up, man. It's not happening.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Dude, I was going to say Beluga, but it's not. It's Fauga or whatever. Go down. Fauga.
Well,
all right. There you go, guys. That's literally what we did freshman year when we were bored. So, okay, time to wrap it up, man.
Well,
Hey, they got 2 games today.
they did.
2. So,
Giants are finalizing Tony Vitello to be their next manager. Tennessee head coach right now. A little college baseball to MLB baseball action, you know. And that's where that's what you can do. You can get breaking news here. Wait, Brody?
on the starting 2.
You know, I think we should
Yeah.
make like a theme song.
Vitello needs to learn how to
I'm just starting to.
Hey, we'll cook something up for you guys. Hey, Vitello needs to learn how to coach his players because Tennessee's a very unclassy team, by the way. So,
Okay, well.
what's a better place for him to go than the Giants? Anyways, sorry. Little personal hate there. Cool, guys. Thanks for joining us. We love having you on here. We love talking to you guys, even though we're talking into the void of nothing right now. It's literally me and Alex. You guys are always with us in our hearts. So we'll get some more games next week, get some more rundowns. We have the World Series coming. We have college football is starting to close up. The race is getting closer. We have NFL. We don't have room for mistakes anymore. Things have to start getting serious. We'll continue to see if the Unks can sling the pigskin a little bit more, huh? Yeah, so I've been Brody Minnick.
I've been Alex Desai, and we are the Starting 2 podcast. We'll see ya. Peace.
Bye, guys.